Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
The Daily Compliance News for April 25, 2025. The Trouble in Travel edition. And we begin with that story, which comes to us from Business Insiders, which reports that Americans are becoming more uneasy about traveling. Why? Because of the idiocy of the Trump administration. Many are rethinking their travel plans, even though there are some who remain undeterred in traveling outside the United States. The problem is, most people laugh at Americans or feel sorry for them, but some, particularly Canada or Mexico, or other places where Trump has put his collective feet in his mouth by going after them, are not very friendly. So it's a lot of anti-American sentiment out there, and it's hurting U.S. citizens traveling abroad, as it's hurting people coming to the United States because they can't get visas. Next up from Reuters, apparently there is a new legal requirement that you cannot represent anyone who Trump doesn't like, or Trump goes after, or his administration goes after, as he is now saying he is suing law firms of Perkins Coie for egregious and unlawful acts, and citing the conduct of one identified member of the firm. It's not clear when, where, or how they're going to file this new lawsuit. It's not even clear who they're talking about, but it asked the federal judge overseeing a challenge to Trump's executive order to step aside from the case, i.e. recuse, because of a pattern of hostility towards the president. It's no pattern of hostility. They're just making unlawful demands. Oops. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, the World section, Edith Hancock reporting that the European Commission has banned lobbyists vouching for Huawei amid the corruption probe in the U.S. The EC banned officials from meeting with the lobbyists acting on behalf of Huawei, which is a pretty painful sanction to put on lobbyists if you can't even meet. The lobbyists are being iced out of talks with the EU officials after Belgian authorities began investigating the company and its staff over corruption allegations. The European Parliament has banned Huawei staff from its premises. So the Commission has also banned intermediaries acting on Huawei's behalf who would engage in meetings or other contacts with the Commission. And our final story comes to us from the Wall Street Journal media section, which has Jessica Tunkel, Josh Dawsey, and Drew Fitzgerald reporting that Paramount is in talks with the FCC to get approval for its merger with SkyDance Media. The problem? The administration says that Paramount has to get rid of its, quote, illegal, end quote, DEI. Of course, there is no illegal DEI, so it's hard to say what that might be, but the government wants Paramount to abstain from particular corporate diversity initiatives, limit their DEI policies as a precondition for the merger. All clearly illegal, but all part of the current regime of dealing with the second Trump administration. Good luck, Paramount, and shout out Star Trek. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.